Hey there, friend. Welcome back to my channel. I am Jill Baird, and today I have a lower body focused HIIT workout with body weight cardio and a dumbbell strength section. So we're going to start our workout with a Tabata body weight HIIT cardio. We're going to move into 6 exercises, strength focused lower body with the dumbbells that we're going to repeat twice. And then we're going to finish off with another body weight cardio Tabata lower body emphasis. In the Tabatas, in the 10-second rest, we're actually going to hold an exercise. It's an option, you don't have to. So our first Tabata is going to be side shuffle. So side shuffle with a tap along your mat, and then at the 10-second rest, we're going to hold a squat. Okay. Our strength segment will be 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and we'll go through the 6 exercises twice. Grab a set of medium to heavy dumbbells. I'm using 12s. It's a little bit lighter than what I would consider super heavy for me, but definitely challenging. And then you're going to want a mat because we will be down on the ground. And then if you like to play music during your workouts, go ahead and get that music started. So if you need to press pause, press pause. Oh, and I almost forgot. You need to do a warm-up before you do this workout. I have an entire playlist of 5 to 10 minute warm-ups, and I've also linked one in a card at the beginning of this video and in the description down below. So press pause, do your 5 to 10 minute warm-up, and then jump back in. I promise your body will thank you. This is a quick workout. You've got the time for the warm-up, okay? We're gonna work, we're gonna sweat, we are gonna feel like we accomplished so much in a short 20-minute period. Okay, I'm gonna hit start, and at the bell, we're gonna get right into that side shuffle. So shuffle, shuffle, tap, shuffle, shuffle, tap. Just getting the heart rate up. See if you can get pretty low when you come down into that tap, and you want to make sure all 10 toes are facing forward. And then at the bell, we're going to come into a squat hold. So all 10 toes facing forward or pointing at 11 and 1. Whew, we're going to do this 7 more times, friends. All right, back into that side shuffle tap. Our heart rate's going to be nice and high when we get into that strength segment. Make sure that your gaze stays forward. All right, back into that squat hold. Maybe you're going to get a little bit lower. Can already feel this. Lift the corners of your mouth. All right, back into that side shuffle. And in case I forgot to introduce her, my companion here is Fiona. Let's hope she stays there and that she, oops, squat hold. Almost forgot. Fiona sometimes likes to take over the mat. Right now she's not very happy with me. There's something that she wants to do. You can imagine it involves a leash and being out in the neighborhood, and I haven't done that for her yet, but I will do that after this class. All right, squat hold. Where are we at? I think we're midway. Quads should be on fire. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. All right, back into the side shuffle. So, like I said before, make sure your chest and your gaze stay lifted. And if you hear some weird noises back behind the camera, that is my other dog, Charlie. She doesn't like to make appearances in front of the camera, but she's very vocal. She kind of grunts, and sometimes she sounds like a pig. So, no, we don't have a pet pot-bellied pig. It's a Charlie. I wish we had a pig. I think that would be fun. And if you need a little more space than the length of your mat for your side shuffles, you can take, whoop, squat hold. I can't see it to see how many sets we've done and how many we have left. Squeeze your booty, bring your hands back there, make sure it's squeezed. Core is engaged. Oh, we have 2 more. This one and 1 more. And then we're gonna pick up our dumbbells for a strength set. All right, squat, hold. Turn everything on, core, glutes. Maybe sit a little bit lower. All right, final round. And we will hold that squat until every second of our 4-minute Tabata is complete. All right, squat, hold, last 10 seconds. Sit as low as you can. Press your shins back so that your knees aren't covering up your toes. Shoulders down and back into their sockets. Whoo, saved by the bell. All right, do a couple butt kicks here. Catch your breath. I'm gonna switch the timer. We're moving on to our strength circuit. So like I said, 6 exercises. We're gonna start with a single side deadlift. So bring your heel of the foot that's gonna go back in line with the heel. I think this is called second position in ballet. And then you're gonna pivot on those toes. And we're gonna keep as straight of a leg as we can on that single side and come up. And then we'll switch to the other side. And then I'll get us going on the other exercises. If you need a longer break, press pause. If not, we're on in 5 seconds. So the back knee is bent, just barely on those tippy toes of the bent knee. Keep a micro bend in the knee of the leg that we're working and start squeezing your glute right as you're about to come up and tuck your tail under. So if the back of that right leg, well, I'm on my right leg, is not on fire, we need to talk. You need to grab heavier dumbbells. And how do you know when it's time to grab heavier dumbbells? Well, if you're like tearing through these exercises and you feel like you don't need any rest, then it's time. You want to feel like you really can't do anymore. All right, same thing on the other side. Heel to heel, pivot on the toes, bend that knee, and now we're going to focus on the left leg, shoulders down and back in their sockets. Keep your chest open. If you notice that your shoulders start hunching in towards one another, then you've gone too far, okay? You need to keep squeezing that imaginary pencil behind your shoulders, or in your shoulder blades rather. And then keep looking out in front of you. Smile. Butt goes back like you're closing a car door, and then come up. Remember, squeeze that glute, and you really will feel that hamstring turning on in that leg. So why is it important to strengthen our hamstrings? Well, keeps our knees safe. Okay, we're gonna come down onto the mat in a quadruped position. I'm gonna bring one dumbbell behind my right knee, and I'm gonna squeeze my heel in towards my glute, and then I'm gonna donkey kick, gently tap the mat and out to a hydrant. But notice that I'm not opening up to the right side. I am working hard through my core to keep my chest and my shoulders squared to the mat, even as I'm working my right glute. So speaking of the right glute, squeeze it. Make sure that it's firing up to lift the dumbbell out to the side and then back up to the ceiling. Core should be engaged. Imagine you're laying on your back and your dog or your baby or your cat or somebody is going to crawl onto your tummy. That's how your core should be here this entire time. Okay, so now we're going to switch to the left. I'm just going to change sides so you can see me. I'm going to change directions. Bring that dumbbell behind the knee. Hug the heel in towards the glute, and then lift towards the ceiling and lift out to the side. Exhale as you do the work. So as you press up, inhale as you lower with control. Exhale as you open to the side, and inhale as you bring it back down. And the release of the movement is as important as the push itself. Core is turned on. And remember, we're not opening out to the left. Giving an extra press into that left hand. Okay, glute bridge. I'm going to grab both dumbbells. You want feet about hip-width distance apart, but you don't want to let your knees splay out to the side. Core is engaged the entire time, and we're pressing through all four corners of our feet and squeezing our glutes. If you want to make this harder, you're just going to press into your heels. But what I don't want is you hyperextending your back. If your core is properly engaged, you can only lift to a certain height, and that's good. This isn't a move where we want to, swing, throw, whatever the correct term is, the fronts of our hips up to the ceiling. We want to work on activating glutes and hamstrings, the same muscles we activated and worked in our single side deadlift. Okay, now we're going to come into a frog pump. So it is a bridge, but on the outside edges of the feet. So I am going to keep my dumbbells here. Pull your belly button back, in and up. And then squeeze your glutes, press into the pinky edge of both feet. And then when you come down, I want you to think about starting to lower at your shoulder blades, and then the tailbone arrives on the mat last, and that is very slow and controlled. And then when you come down to the mat, your low back is flat on the mat. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a hip flexor release here with my dumbbells on my hip creases. Feels pretty good. Okay, now you're going to carefully come back up to stand, and we're going to repeat that entire sequence one more time. So single side deadlift on the right, the left knee is bent, chest is long, squeeze the glute to come back up. I probably could have used 15s here, so if you need to switch the dumbbells that you're using, you can press pause at any time and switch. I definitely feel it, and for the sake of filming a workout and talking, I think 12s are pretty good, but don't be afraid to go up and weight. If you feel like it's too much, you can always switch, right? We're not trees, we're not planted, we're not stuck. That's the beauty of being a human, right? If something doesn't feel right, we have all the power in the world to make the executive decisions to change. All right, other side, heel to heel, and then toe where that other heel was. Shoulders down and back in their sockets, core is engaged, hinge at the hips. And then gaze forward. But that bit about not being a tree and not being planted and not being stuck is very important. It's actually a kind of a check-in point we should have with ourselves, maybe on a daily basis, maybe with every activity that we do, right? So much of life is a choice, and is it the right choice? Are you in the right place? Are you using the right tools? Maybe you're in the right place, but you're on the wrong floor, right? You gotta check in. Move. You're not a tree. Yes, we need water. Yes, we need sunlight. But we have the ability as humans to move around and make changes. Okay, donkey hydrant, dumbbell behind the right knee, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Squeeze the heel in towards the glute. Keep a neutral pelvis so that your low back doesn't arch or around. If you had a cup of tea, anybody watch The Crown? The Queen's tea on your low back, she would be able to drink it without it spilling. Or maybe it's your favorite cocktail. You don't want it to spill. Maybe you have a kiddo riding on your back and you don't want to buck them off. Really continue to squeeze that glute the entire time. Keep your gaze forward and give a little extra press into the palm of that right hand to keep from opening up to the right. Okay, onto the left side, so dumbbell behind the left knee. Give a little press into that left hand, a little extra press. Hug your buns. Tuck your tailbone under, maybe like someone was gonna goose you a little. I mean, we are making that nice bubbly booty here, but I don't know. You don't want someone goosing you while you're working out. Holding steady, squeezing. Hopefully you've got some great music on right now. Okay, I'm going to come down for those bridges. So starting with the feet on the floor first, walk your heels in towards your hips. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Keep your knees tracking in towards one another. We don't want our knees splaying out to the side. Exhale as you come up. And you'll notice as you exhale, your core turns on. Our diaphragm pushes down to expel the air, and our pelvic floor engages. And that is the engagement we want when we come up into this bridge. It keeps our low back safe. Have you ever done bridges and then felt like, ooh, my back just doesn't feel right? Well, chances are your core wasn't engaged. So even when you inhale, which tends to release that tension that I was just talking about in our core, when we're working out, we want to keep some of that tension to keep our low back safe. Okay, frog pumps, and then believe it or not, that's the last of our strength section. We have one more cardio Tabata with an optional hold. So really squeeze your butt. Like you're, I don't know, like there's $1 million bill and you were holding onto it between your butt cheeks, okay? And then keep the squeeze even as you lower. Don't let that $1 million bill fly away. And then check in, are your shoulders tense and tight? Is your face tense and tight? Where can you soften? And where can you do more work? Maybe you press those dumbbells into your hips a little bit harder to create a little bit of extra tension. Did you know you can do that? You have a lot of power to create more or less tension in a workout depending on how and where you hold your weights. Okay, that was the end of our strength section.
Activity completed.
I have that activity completed, but we have one more, Tabata. All right, Tabata, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, so we have skater hops, and then our hold move is gonna be a curtsey hold, okay? If you don't wanna do the hold, you're just doing the skater hops and resting. I am gonna start the timer. Boy, Fiona, you really like to be right there, don't you? Okay, and if you're not hopping, you can do alternating curtsey lunges. So, get low as you come to the side and up high through the center. And then once that form is good, we're gonna work on speed. Okay, at the bell, we're gonna hold that curtsey pulse. So, the back toes are in a line with the shoulder on that side. Whew! All right, that was spicy. Now, the trick is gonna be to try to alternate the side that I'm holding in each bell. because we want to stay even. We don't want the right side of our booty to be super bootylicious. Ah, I'm falling all over. That's okay, friends. If you fall, you just get right back up. Pulses. Heart rate is going up. And you can also do opposite elbow to opposite knee here. So now I want to land on my left again for that curtsey pulse. Okay, left side. And you can manipulate it, right? If you landed on the right, do one more hop. Come over to the left. Whoo! How about you? My buns are on fire. All right. Okay, I had to fudge it a little bit to come over to the right. So if I'm correct, this should be the halfway point. Try to press off of your heel as you come up. And if you need to tap the toes in the back, you tap the toes in the back. Okay, I need to remember, I want to be on my left side. Oops, I got in a bonus for the pulses. And pulse, pulse. Press the shin back of that front leg. Oh, curtsey, or skate hop, skate hop. Now, how fast can we go? There's about, I don't know, 90 seconds left of this workout. Let's give it our all. All right, right side. So it's amazing what we can accomplish in 20 minutes. This was a thorough lower body workout. We've had HIIT cardio. We've had pulsing. We've had dumbbell strength, right? You can do a lot in 20 minutes. And maybe if you have time, you can do a little yoga flow. Definitely need to do a cool down. Okay, friends, be excited. We have one more. So I'm going to try, well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to finish pulsing on my right side. Keep those hip points facing forward. Keep that smile. Seconds away. Oh my goodness, friends. Virtual high five. Thank you for working out with me. Give yourself a pat on the back. Do yourself a favor. Do a cool down. I have a link to cool down workouts. It's over here. Get confused. Doing a dance. Okay. Thank you so much, and I will see you back here again soon, friends. Take good care.